What is up, guys? It's your boy BC2499 back with another video. Today we're on Destiny 2, and since my Titan build video got some good feedback, I thought to maybe do a hunter build for you hunter mains out there. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, we've got a Strand build, which is more for ad clearing, and you could use it for single target damage, but that's completely up to you. For the subclass, we've got, obviously can't change the super. You can either use Marksman or Gambler's Dodge for this build, that's completely up to you. Whatever jump you want. You can only use one melee as a hunter, which is quite sad for us, but here we are. And I use Grapple to preferably... I just prefer it for killing stuff with that epic melee get at the end of it, but you can honestly use these two if you really want, but I just prefer Grapple. For the important stuff, aspects, we have got Widow Silk, where you have an additional grenade charge, and your grappling hook creates a grapple tangle at the grapple point, which is why I'm using a grapple. This isn't the main one of the build, so you could honestly swap this out for anyone you want. But the Whirling Maelstrom is the one that we're going to be using today. So it says, destroying a tangle will leave a violent, writhing mass of strand fibers. The strand mass seeks out and damages targets, emitting unraveling projectiles when it defeats them. This is the thing that we're going to be using for ad clearing. It is very good, as I will show you obviously in the Lost Sector. For the fragments, we have got Thread of Ascent, where activating your grenade ability, reloads your equipped weapon and grants bonus airborne effectiveness and handling for a short duration. We've got Thread of Rebirth, where straight weapon final blows have a chance to create a thread link. Obviously use this if using a strand weapon. We have got the Thread of Transmutation, where while you have Woven Mail, weapon final blows create a tangle. So if we pick up an orb, we have Woven Mail with this build. And then with Thread of Propagation, we have Powered Melee Final Blows grant your strand weapons unraveling rounds. Obviously, if you have a strand weapon, this is obviously good. And for the weapons we have, I've got Quicksilver Storm, where if you have the Catalyst, it makes it a strand weapon, which is what I'm using. Energy weapon, you could honestly choose yourself, because not many of them are strand. There's actually only one, which is the Pre-Order for Lightfall exotic. But yeah, this is basically up to you. I use my Taking Force because I like it as a good single target damage. And then we have got, where it is glitched, but we've got the Root of Nightmares Grenade Launcher, which is also a strand. I'm using that obviously for the build to make more strand stuff. For the exotic, we have got the, oh god, Sertarachnes Facade. That's how I'm saying it. That's how it's said, because I'm right always. Where you gave him Woven Mail when grappling and force resistance while Woven Mail is active. Basically, actually, I'll show you the actual thing. This does not work on headshots. If you get shot in the head, you take the same damage. It only works on body shots, which is unfortunate. But anyway, for this build, you are going to want, well, with any hunter build really, max mobility, just so you can re-get that dodge whenever you want. I'm using Void Strand Duel. Basically, I'm only using it for the strand because I'm using Quicksilver Storm and stuff. We've got the Heavy Ammo Finder, which obviously is good for a head weapon if you're using one, which obviously you are. And then Heavy Ammo Skate if you play with teammates, that's good because whenever you find a brick from Heavy Ammo Finder, your teammates also get one. For the gloves, we have got, obviously, Mobility Mod again. We've got Double Strand Loader, just because I like to reload my weapons fast, then a fast bowl. This actually extends the distance of the grapple if you're using grapple. This is the reason I'm using this, because it extends the distance so I can go further. For the chest piece, as usual, I'm going with double resistance mods, basically concussive and solar. Solar you can obviously change out for whatever elements you're facing in your activity. And then harmonic reserves, which is just whatever subclass you are, you get more weapon reserves for that weapon type, obviously fast strand. For the legs, we have got resilience mods, since I'm already on 100 mobility, here. We've got strand weapon surge, so that if we pick up an orb of power, we get more damage with our strand weapons. Strand scavenger for the grenade launcher that we're using, and then strand holster for just, I don't have to reload the grenade launcher instead. And then lastly, we've got the cloak, where obviously resilience mod again because I've already got 100 mobility, and double time dilation just so I have that extra uptime on the strand surge and get that extra damage. So, without further ado, let's show you this build in the Neoman Lost Sector. So the second build we're going to be looking at today is a Void build, mainly for invisibility. So this is good for any endgame content where you don't feel comfortable trying to get a lot of kills, and invisibility obviously will help to recover your health. So let's get through the subclass. For the super itself, that's completely up to you. I prefer Deadfall because we're not using Mobius Quiver. So Deadfall I recommend is better just because it lasts longer and it tethers more. We've got Marksman Dodge or Gambler's Dodge. This one, you would probably... It's up to you again, but Gambler's Dodge will be good for one of the aspects which you'll see later. I just prefer Marksman because the other aspect actually helps with this one. Jump, completely up to you. I prefer a triple jump because just you get higher and it's perfect for me. I've got Snare Bomb, which obviously you can't change, but here we go. And then Vortex Grenade, I only use this because it just sucks everyone into one place, which is really helpful. For the aspects, which is what builds this entire build, is Trapper's Ambush, where you can activate Deadfall to spend your melee charge and dive to the ground, creating a large smoke cloud on impact, which then dissipates. Targets caught in the cloud are weakened and allies are made invisible. That is the key part. Your smoke bomb makes nearby allies invisible when it attaches to nearby surfaces or targets, so you can either press whatever your air move is, for me it's X, and then you'll do a sort of animation in the air and slam your melee on the ground, or you can just throw your melee on the ground and it makes everyone invisible like that. This is what Gambler's Dodge is good for, because you can just get your melee back whenever you want. And then we've got Vanishing Step, where dodging makes you invisible. I'm only using this one here, Martian Dodge for this one, because obviously Martian Dodge actually has a lower cooldown than Gambler's Dodge, so I can just turn invisible more often. For fragments, we've got Echo Expulsion, where it's just avoidability, final blows cause targets to explode. Basically the only avoidability I'm going to be using is the Vortex Grenade for kills, so that will be helpful. Echo Remnants, where your Lingering Grenade, where a Vortex Grenade, Void Walls, Void Spike, and Axiom Bolt have increased duration, obviously will help our Vortex Grenade that we have here. We've got Echo of Persistence, where Void buffs applied to you, which are Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour, have increased duration. Obviously for this one we're using Invisibility, which I believe gets up to 11 seconds with this fragment on, which is always good. And we have Echo of Obscurity, where finishes, final blows will grant invisibility, obviously good because we're trying to go invisible as much as possible with this build. For the weapons, we've got the kinetic weapon, completely up to you. I use my Reptile because it freezes people and it just makes it easier to deal with them if they're frozen. We've got Graviton Lance. This is probably just my favourite Void weapon of all time, just because it just kills everything around it. All the trash mobs die to the Cosmology perk, which just makes a bunch of balls that kill her from. And then we've got Corrective Measure. Basically, I'll just suggest any really Void heavy here. I just like this for the add control because obviously machine guns are overpowered. For the armor, we have got Graviton Forfeit, where increasing the duration of any invisibility effects. While you're invisible, your melee recharges faster, your weapons reload faster, and your recovery is greatly increased. Obviously, because we've got an invis build, this will help a lot with our survivability. For this one, you are going to want maximum mobility, just so you can get your class ability faster, and then dodge more, and then makes you invisible more. So this one is a mobility, has to be 100 as a must. I've got 2 Harmonic Siphons just because I'm going to be using my Graviton Lance just to kill everything and make more orbs. And we've got Heavy Ammo Finder just so I can obviously find more heavy for my Corrective Measure. For the arms, we have got, again, mobility for 100, Void Loader so I can reload my Graviton Lance faster, and then double Momentum Transfer, where obviously we've been using our Vortex Grenade. This will reduce our melee cooldown whenever we damage someone with the Vortex Grenade. For the chest piece, we have got, once again, mobility. We've got, like I always like, 2 resistance mods, just so we're a bit more prepared for any damage that comes towards us. And we've got Harmonic Reserves, where it increases the amount of ammo you can carry for water weapons, obviously good for our heavy weapon there. For the legs, we have got Mobility mod, once again to get 100 mobility. We've got Void Weapon Surge, which is the same as Strength percentage, but for Void, so it just increases damage. We've got Absolution, which reduces all ability cooldown when you pick up an Orb of Power. With how much we're going to be killing with Graviton Lance, this will be good just to get all our abilities back as fast as we can. And then Void Scavenger, obviously for our Corrective Measure, to pick up more ammo from each brick. And lastly, we've got the Incandescent Cloak, where we've got the Resilience mod, where we have 100 mobility, and we've got Triple Outreach, just so whenever we do use our class ability to go invis, we reduce our melee cooldown, as our melee cooldown also grants us invisibility. So, without further ado, let's show this build in Lost Sector. Alright, last but not least we have got an arc build, which I suggest is probably the best one on a hunter that I've covered today, just because you have both healing and insane damage. So without further ado, let's get into the subclass. Super up to you. I prefer arc stuff because it has more clearing capabilities. If you want single target damage, gathering storm will be good, but that's up to you once again. This one, Gambler's Dodge, is a must. This is a key part of the build. If you use Marksman, it will not work, so use Gambler's Dodge. Triple jump, once again, I prefer it. You can actually use Blink on Arc Hunter now, so that's good. Combination Blow, you are going to want this one as well, because it's basically part of the entire build again. And then just Grenade, completely up to you. I prefer Pulse, just because it's just a big AoE pulse, which is always good. Aspects, these two are the most important. Our first one is Flow State, where defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. This is the key part of this aspect, but obviously the next part will also help. While you are amplified, dodge recharges more quickly, and you are more resilient while dodging, and your reload weapon is greatly increased. That's just a good extra, but our main focus on this is the first sentence. Our next one is Lethal Current, where after dodging, your next melee attack has increased long range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted target with melee attacks also blind them, which obviously that's good because they can't attack you if they're blinded. For Arc Fragments, we have got a Spark of Instincts, where while critically wounded, taking damage, it's a burst of damaging arc energy that jolts targets. Obviously, we're going for jolt and melee, so up close, we take damage, jolts targets, it's always good. Spark of Resistance, where once again, while surrounded, we are more resilient to incoming damage. Spark of Magnitude, which is just increases your lingering grenades, aka my pulse grenade, much good with this. And lastly, Spark of Feedback, which is this one is a must because it massively increases your melee damage if you take melee damage, which obviously is the entire point of this build. For the weapons, completely up to you. I just use my Michael's Reverence just because I like the gun itself. Path of Least Resistance, I only use that because it has Revolt Shot, which obviously jolts targets, which we're going for. Thunderlord, I just use this because it does Arc Machine Gun, and I like machine guns, which are very good at clearing. For the armor, we have got, once again, in the helmet slot, Resilience mod because I've already got 100 mobility, and double hands-on since we're going to be getting a lot of melee kills because this perk allows melee kills to grant more super energy. The Lies Handshake, which is the exotic for this build, where using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will kill you. Extremely powerful is an understatement for this. It does more than double what a normal melee does and completely obliterates them, so that's actually really good. We've got Heavy-Handed and Impact Induction, which obviously are both good for this build. For the chest piece, we've got, once again, double resistance mods, so it's up to you if you want Arc, Solar, Void, whatever resistance you want, and Concussive Dampener just for some AoE less effects. And then we've got Harmonic Reserves, just for the Path of Least Resistance and Thunderlord that I've got equipped here, have more ammo. For the legs, we have got mobility for max mobility, we've got recuperation, just to make us basically immortal, as it, it replenishes health each time you pick up Orb Power, which obviously with our melee we're going to be doing a lot. Arc Weapon Surge, and then Arc Scavenger obviously increases arc damage for weapons and allows you to get more ammo for those arc weapons. And lastly, we have got the Cloak, which has double time dilation just for that extra damage from the Thunderlord and Path of Least Resistance. And then Bomber, where it reduces grenade cooldown when you use your class ability. We're going to be using our class ability a lot here. So that's it. Basically, how this build works is we dodge to activate Lethal Current, then we melee, and then which will obviously activate Flow State, and then kill the target. With Combination Blow, killing that target will regenerate your dodge, and then you obviously dodge again because with the Gambler's Dodge it recharges your melee, in which case you can do Combination Blow again, Gambler's Dodge, Combination Blow. That's basically the gist of it. And then obviously if there's a tougher target that requires 2 melees, the Lion's Handshake comes in and deals a lot of damage. So without further ado, let's get into the Lost Sector. Alright guys, so in my opinion, those are the 3 best builds for the Hunter subclass in 2023. That is the video also done. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And if this video also does as well as the Titan one, I'll make a Warlock build for you guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.